Welcome across the transwarp conduit back into the realm of space that we know as the Captain's Quadrant. I'm your host, Captain Joe Dove, and with me are these wondrous groups of friends of mine.
Let's do the Brady Bunch thing.
Yeah. We got VHS Jace, we got Jason Roy Gaston, Admiral Annie returns, that girl Avian returns, and of course Captain Nita, Captain of the USS Caliente. I am Captain Joe Dove, once again, Captain of the USS Spectrum Sectorum, and we're going to say hi real quick to my mom because she's ready to roll.
Hi, Space Mom.
So hello, Cosmic Space Mom.
Cosmic Mom, really?
The Klingons have attacked the warriors in the nursing home.
Oh, no.
Wow, so the nursing home's going through something right now.
I want the same meds she's on.
Yeah, right? My mom's
we
looking
have
good
to wrap this up and get over there.
Yeah, right. And then hello to Victor Romero. How's it going? Good to see you again. And he's also saying hello to my mom. If you want, I can give you her number because she loves talking to people. Just don't do anything weird because she will hang up and block you. So let's hop
It's true. I speak from experience.
Let us hop into the episode summary. Season 3, Episode 9, Vox. A devastating revelation about Jack alters the course of Picard's life and uncovers a truth that threatens every soul in the Federation. Picard and his crew race to save the galaxy from annihilation at a gut-wrenching cost. Yeah.
Should have just called this episode "What the Vox." What the Vox just happened?
What the fuck?
Oh, man. All right, so let's hop into First Contact.
Oh, we're going to get into First Contact.
Yeah.
Once I get organised.
Thanks. All right. Oh, boy, this one. Nita, let's start with you. What did you think? What's your First Contact?
I thought it was a fantastic episode. I did a little bit of crying, and it's not easy to get me to cry, but I did do a bit of crying when they got, on the Enterprise D, and I saw the bridge. It was just an emotional moment. It was a fantastic episode. Looking forward to knowing more about what everybody else thinks.
All right. Navia?
I thought it was an okay episode. There were some parts I really, really loved, like seeing the Enterprise, and then I feel like the big plot twist was super predictable. I don't know. Am I being too negative already?
I was disappointed at the plot twist. I was like, really? Again?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, have we not seen enough of the Borg? I think after Picard ends, I'm good with the Borg. We don't ever need to revisit the Borg.
Yeah, agreed. Admiral Annie.
Honestly, I felt the same. So TNG was kind of my introduction to Star Trek. That's kind of how I really got into the franchise and the fandom. And so seeing the crew on the D again was amazing. But yeah, same. Borg, very predictable. And I know there's all these fan theories and stuff about, is he going to be a changeling? Is he going to be a Palwraith? Is he going to be a Borg? Like, there were all these theories, and yeah, they went with the Borg, which I thought was probably the most predictable. So,
And the most disappointing.
Yeah.
Mr. Jason Roy Gaston, please.
Okay, I'm going to be the contrarian here. You guys know I have been theory boy throughout this.
Yeah, you've been really fun with it. Yeah,
I have been very passionate about my theories. I have gone from butt bugs to paw wraiths to everything. And yes, whenever they opened up that door and we saw the cube, my first thought was, ah!
Same.
But
Plug?
But I will say
Plug?
this.
But
it makes sense narratively because this is something very personal to Picard, whose name, I don't know if you noticed, is in the title. I think that for the Borg to be the big bad at the end of this series makes sense. And I think that the plan was extremely clever. And for that, at first, I was Mermista going, ugh. But after a while, I thought, yes, I like this. It works. I'm okay with it. Are the Borg overdone? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Would butt bugs have been better?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But
I wish it was the butt bugs.
It works for me.
All right. And then VHS Chase.
Look, I'm going to be the contrarian too. I came at it from the angle of, yes, I had the exact same feeling. That moment, my feelings were, oh no, really? And so I'm a bit arm-folded watching it, you know, for the first 5 minutes. But after then, the plot took over. And Jason's right. How the plan and what they've got,
you just made his
and
day.
the irony of what they were doing, the irony of what Starfleet were doing, I thought was beautiful. There's some unbelievably great scenes in this. So it was a thing from my feelings versus fact. So my feelings were, the Borg. But the fact of the matter is that episode's a really good episode and tight. I have some continuity questions that have raised because of this. But besides that, we've got a whole nother episode for them to explain. So I'll give it a big tick. But before I finish, Joe, I know you've got to have your comment. I've got to address the thing that we've been addressing the last few weeks about.
Did he DM you again?
I'm just going to end this for once and for all because
All right,
the
let's
saga
do that.
is going out of control. All right?
All right.
And look, at the end of the day, we know we've seen some really troubling tweets from him in regards to, you know, his ideas on race and the fact that he appeared on Tucker Carlson.
And I took my paper and I said, bad dog.
Yeah, I mean, really? More guns is the solution, Teddy? Not great.
Oh,
Not
Teddy,
great.
Teddy. The drama
But
he brings.
there isn't a tweet this week. There's just a clip from a show that's apparently going to be aired. I've got an exclusive 6-second clip of this. It's very disturbing, I'll warn you, but I'll just let it speak for itself.
I need to talk to you. What are you doing here today?
Well, I'm here because I was slightly concerned.
That's a catch and predator. Must have been a squirrel that called him in.
You know, Chris Hansen doesn't muck around, and if he's found something, he's found something. But I'll leave
That's
that.
true. That's true. That's true.
That's all I've got. Look, it's all been a bit of fun. We love Teddy. Teddy's
Yeah,
amazing,
yeah.
all right? And the truth is, I've got a bit of a secret I've been hiding from you all for the last few weeks. I know I've been joking around saying that, you know, we've been doing this fake Twitter account and all that, but it ain't fake.
Oh, no way.
Oh, no!
That one follower, by the way, is me.
That's great. Oh, I applaud you, sir. That was taking it to another level, and I absolutely love
But
that.
you created
But
an
Teddy
actual
don't play the real
Twitter?
Twitter account.
Oh my!
Oh, my God. I'm following my
Well, now
dog.
we have to follow.
We all
yeah.
have to follow him now.
As the moderator, I have taken down some of his troublesome, the ones I thought were most problematic, but it's still pretty rough and ready. So go, guys, I want you all to join Teddy Don't Play at Rough Rider 23 on Twitter. Get on it.
Battlecat needs a Twitter now.
Yeah.
I'm just jealous for her.
No,
He can't.
Battlecat's beyond Twitter.
It gets banned for hate speech.
For me, this episode was one that I watched with Teddy, and you know, I tried to stop him from tweeting while he
the
was
Predator Teddy.
Predator Teddy. You know, right before Chris Hansen showed up, I was like, "What's going on? What are you doing here?" The red door thing with the Borg, it was like, just like everybody else, but I didn't like where it was going. I did love some of the things that happened, and there was one thing that broke my heart, and we're going to get into that in pros and cons, where we will now go to the comment section.
Yes, the comment section. You know, first and foremost, we must address Cosmic's mom's troubles.
We did that.
The Klingons are attacking the nursing home.
I guess
This
they're still
cannot
attacking the
happen.
person. Don't worry, Mal. They'll go away.
We are going to go right after the show and take care of this for you. Don't worry about it, Mom. And Victor says hello to us. We love him too. We love Sarah. Look at Sarah's here
Hey,
for
what's up,
us.
Sarah?
John is here.
Hey,
And
John Darrenowski.
he says it should have been Species Age 472.
That would have been dope.
That would have been incredibly
That would have been
wonderful.
so much better.
Yes.
Yeah. Anything would have been better than the Power Rate.
He says,
Mark Myers
hey,
and only pictures affects T 425. Wow, wow.
I want to talk about that later on too.
Yeah,
Me
same.
too.
You've got to be talking about the subtext here of Generation X making their comment
Yeah.
on the current youth, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
and he says John says a Borg virus that only affects people under 25. That was a little odd with me too. I got issues with that one.
It made sense
About
medically.
What am I not?
Do you know
at
people
the-
under 25?
Yeah.
you can turn into Borg easily.
Wait, Navi,
listen.
are you under 25?
No, I'm over. But I was relieved. I don't know why Nita's offended. I was like, I'm safe.
offended. I would be a fantastic 51-year-old boy. I'm just
Resistance is
and
futile.
Sarah's with
You
us.
must pass the Geritol.
The Borg again.
The Borg again. Yep, that's how I
Yes,
Borg.
yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Victor says, I agree with Jason. The Borg are the meme, but the reasoning behind it makes sense. We'll see. Now, Devin says, I'm a little ticked that they brought back another character from TNG just to kill her off. You know,
No body, no death.
First season of Picard?
no, she was
No.
in.
When the one that cursed him out? Fuck off.
No.
I'm not giving you a ship, remember?
No,
No.
wasn't her?
that was
No,
wasn't
that was
her.
her.
That
I
was
thought it
her. It was?
Yeah.
No,
No.
it wasn't her.
Oh,
It
I
was
always
a
thought it
different.
her.
It was a different admiral that cursed him out.
Yeah. You sanctimonious son of a
Yes.
bitch. Like she would.
Yeah, I mean, they said there was going to be some TNG death, and I guess they don't want to kill off the main characters, so they're bringing characters in to kill them.
No offense, sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, please don't.
My heart.
We're not ready to
my heart.
discuss that.
And we got this one last comment that was terrific. I'm offended on behalf of Gen Z as being slightly over. Me too. I would make a fantastic 51-year-old Borg. I mean,
Ben
who
Gay.
wouldn't want to assimilate?
Resistance is
it?
futile unless you have Ben Gay, then we'll let you go. Just rub it on my joints.
See, you're all overlooking how the Borg did it, though.
Yes,
And
that's
the
the genius.
fact that
Sure.
the Borg used the transporters to assimilate
I
people
love
was
that.
amazing.
It became architecture of the transporter system.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
building blocks. It's
The
great.
best assimilation ever.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then I guess it's time to hop into pros and cons.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
I like the look on the guy's face. Like you're very paying attention to data, but the other guy's like, fuck, man. Yeah, so pros and cons. We're gonna start off with that girl, Arian. You start first. What are your pros and cons?
Pros is obviously the Enterprise D. It was so cool seeing it. But you guys, I have to say, you know how the latest criticism for Picard is it's very dark? I'm really glad that there's a dark mode on Picard because Enterprise D is way too bright at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a millennial take, but I'm like, I need Enterprise D in dark mode. And then and then the con was Shaw's death. I knew he was a goner from the moment I fell in love with him in the first episode. So yeah, I'm still not over that.
Hey, Bill, how's it going? The Asian Pirate. Good to see you, buddy. Admiral Annie, your pros and cons.
Pros, I feel like even though my initial feeling was about the Borg, I feel like this is going to be something that brings Picard and Jack together somehow, and I like that because I feel like for this whole season we've wanted that connection and like that feeling of closeness in some aspect for a long time, and I feel like we will probably get that. My assumption is that we will get that. My con is that I can't figure out how they are going to wrap all of this up in one final episode. I don't know. I'm hopeful, but I'm hesitant. I feel like there are so many loose ends to tie up, and I have no idea how they're going to do that in 48 minutes. So
They're gonna just simply go, it was just a dream.
that's right. Yeah.
Computer in
Picard wakes up on his
In
couch.
program.
computer in program. It'll be Archer sitting there at the end going, "How do you like it?"
That would be amazing.
I would love that. I would love that.
That would be so funny.
All right.
I wouldn't
This
even.
was
be
a good
mad.
joke. Your turn. Pros and cons. That was funny.
Who's
Whose turn?
turn?
Your turn, Jason.
He's a little bit distracted, I think, at the moment.
Yeah,
He's fighting Battle Cat.
The reason why I'm holding her is because she's attacking my legs.
Nice.
And I bring her up here thinking she'll behave. Nope, she's gonna tear my hands up. So, all right.
The cat is part Klingon.
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
she is.
Yeah.
Today is a good day for legs.
I thought this episode was brilliant, to be honest. And yeah, at first I moaned at the Borg. I think the Borg plan was brilliant. I think that stop there. I think the Borg plan was brilliant. I think that the writing in this episode was amazing. The acting in this episode was amazing. I think Troy's little scene at the very beginning when she goes to Picard and Beverly, and then she tells them, and then she says, "I'm sorry, your son is dangerous. There are protocols we have to follow." Marina Sirtis was awesome in that scene. That's some of the best acting we've seen from her, and it was so understated. I like the fact that only people under 25 were affected because medically it made sense. They explained that the frontal lobe is still developing. It's still vulnerable. You assimilate the young people assimilate the old people. It is a brilliant plan. Everybody said it. I love the D. It was great. I love seeing that beautiful, beautiful girl in Hangar Bay 12. I kind of thought that's what was being stored there. But part of me is like, nah. And then they showed her. I was like, yeah, I love it. And a big pro, I have not seen anybody talk about it yet, but the big return that nobody has mentioned, Majel Barrett as the computer voice.
That's right.
I believe it's sampled from the second part of Chain of Command. And as soon as I heard Majel's voice, heart fluttered. I was just like, oh, they did it. They brought Majel back. It was so great to hear her. Cons are as follows. I feel like the Changeling subplot is wasted now.
Yeah.
I feel like it was not even needed. Thaddeus is gone. The Changelings don't seem to be involved anymore. Why were the Changelings involved in the first place? What were they getting out of this? Again, they've got another episode to explain it all, but for right now, it almost seems like it was forgotten. Jack leaves the Titan. Oh, well. That's the thought I got, was, oh, well, that's too bad. Yeah, let's go to Earth, which I knew they had to, but I don't know. I thought Picard and Beverly would have fought a little harder, gotten in a shuttle and gone after him or something. I don't know. And
Picard was like, damn kids. All right, see you later.
Yeah. Well, maybe Wesley will save him. And one last pro that I do have to mention. Worf's line about that was not my fault it was not only funny, but it also confirms Captain Worf of the USS Enterprise E.
Yep. Those are the voyages I'd like to see.
Indeed. I want to know what was not his fault.
Yeah. All right, Captain Nita.
Okay, pros. First of all, I've said this time and time again here on this podcast. Season 3 of Picard has knocked it out of the park episode by episode, and they did it again. Okay? They have knocked it out in the park again. When I saw the Enterprise D bridge, oh my God, my eyes were watery when I heard. And, it's funny that Jason mentioned Majel's voice, because I wasn't going to mention it. When I heard her voice, yes, because they made you go first. So her voice.
I do this at random. Don't worry.
Her voice was.
They like me better than you.
That's not true. It's random. It's like a generator.
This will be settled in battle.
Uh-oh.
But her voice was like a blanket, like a comfort blanket. I've cosplayed her. So she was just the icing on the cake, and it was excellent. I think that I agree with Jason. Had they just done the Borg as the villain from the beginning, it would have made more sense. Now they do have to tie up the Changeling part issue. That to me is a con. It's like you brought this Changeling issue, but it seems to be hanging there. Like, where is it going? You need to tie it up, and I feel like it's deserving more than just a conversation among the crew. You know, I thought that Jack leaving and being assimilated. I thought he was going to encounter Girardi, and maybe
Maybe she
she
saves
would
the day.
interfere and do something. But where's Girardi in all this, right? Because she was the Borg queen. It hasn't been years, like Dr. Crusher said, maybe for her, but Picard just finished last year with with the Borg, and I understand bringing in old nemesis, because you can't bring in a new villain on a last season when the series is ending. It makes no sense. You only have 10 episodes. I'm hoping that the last episode is more than just 48 minutes. I'm with Admiral Annie. We need something just a little bit more, maybe an hour and 20 minutes. British TV gives you an hour and 20 minutes in every episode they do, right? I think it's deserving of that. It is, for me, an end of an era. We will never see this crew together on that bridge again.
Yeah.
I don't believe it will happen. I think that we can see them in future episodes here and there separately. There was definitely that mention that Deanna said about, them being family. And then she mentioned Jack and Geordie's girls as being family as well.
Mhm.
And I felt like that was sort of like a little tidbit legacy, and perhaps they're going to go there with some Star Trek, which would be wonderful. And we may see them here and there, but we are never going to see that crew on that bridge ever again. This is it.
Well, you never know. You never know. You can't say never when it comes to Star Trek, because we thought we'd never
So true.
see Captain Kirk with them again, and then all of a sudden in Generations you got.
But
Kirk
there was a
Scotty.
purpose to that. They had to kill him off. They never killed.
No. I'm
Kirk
just saying, in the
off.
very beginning they were all together, so we got
Yeah.
to see him again.
So I think that for me, that's how I feel about it. I think that this is just. I think this episode was harder for me than the last one will be, because it's the one that tells you it's going to be over. It was very, very heavy in my heart. Star Trek has been with me since I was 5. I am 51. I'll be 52 this year. Yeah, I was offended by the Borg. Yeah, I could be a badass Borg. Okay, I get the
Let
reasoning.
it go,
and the
Nita. Let it
logic.
go.
No, I'm never gonna let it go.
Let it go.
The Queen and I are going to have it out.
All right.
Okay,
All right.
that's just rude. But that's where I stand.
All right.
I'll throw it
VHS
back to you.
Jace.
May,
please.
may I step in here for just a moment to address something that Nita said?
Okay.
So the
No.
continuity issue with the stop me. The continuity issue with the Borg, where Beverly says the Borg hadn't been heard from in 10 years. If you remember, in an early episode, Shaw said something about the real Borg, not that weird stuff that
Yes.
you guys did last year.
Oh,
Remember,
okay.
the
yeah.
Girardi Borg are a
They're
Borg
not.
from an alternate timeline. They're not
Yeah.
from the collective, so there's something new.
That's
There's something
true, that's
brand
true.
new. So I think that's where that continuity issue was settled. I think it
And
should have
thank
been
you.
addressed, though. They should have at least
Yeah.
mentioned it. But yeah, there you go.
Thank you for the clarity.
You're
I think
welcome.
she's somewhere in the Delta Quadrant or something too, so that's why she's like over there.
Maybe.
She needs to come back. I mean, she
Yeah,
connected
she
to the
does.
hive. I
They're
mean,
guarding that
Eugene-
weird gate that they never
Yeah.
explained.
Yeah. Who put it there and everything. All right, Jace, please, your pros and cons.
You guys have all mentioned the things that I was going to mention, so I'm really going to be repeating things. What I will say, though, is this series has been blocked out in what I think are 3 stories within an overall story. So I feel like the first 4 episodes was one story packaged. We got the second story, which ended in episode 8, and now we've got a 2-parter. So it explains to me why they finalised the Vatic storyline, which they haven't completely, because that'll come back. So I'm a bit more comfortable in going into this going, all right, even though this is still part of the same series, we're embarking on a separate couple of chapters within that book as such. So I'm far more comfortable. Yes, look, the D was amazing. Of course it was amazing. I don't care what you say, Navi. Light that sucker up. I wanted it bright, luminance high.
Everybody loves
That's
That's
what I
right. We're
want.
all
With that
we need
wonderful
light.
carpet.
Can't see, right?
Yes, which they mentioned that carpet, absolutely.
I
The thing I've missed the most. The
Yeah.
carpet.
The irony of Admiral Shelby
Yeah.
coming up with that concept of linking all the Federation ships together, I thought
Yeah.
was a nice touch.
Yeah, that was cool.
I thought that was kind of really cool. And from the surface, it's a dumb concept for Federation to do that, you know?
Yeah.
And it's quickly exposed, as you know. Yes, I mean, some of the other amazing pros was the idea of them, like Jason had mentioned, putting the DNA to be a fundamental part of the transportation, the transporter throughout the Federation. Absolutely brilliant. Jack leaving the Enterprise, it did feel like nobody's going to stop him, like, at all. Like, that was the easiest getaway out of a Federation ship I've ever seen. But it was okay, and I think I didn't have a problem with Jack's desire to leave. I understood from his perspective. I thought he was cheated quite a bit emotionally from Picard's explanation. I thought Picard in that scene was very much, this is what happened to me. I almost killed everyone. Meanwhile, Jack's going for a lifelong of mental trauma, and he just wants answers. And no one was really specifically coming out with it, you know? And even with Picard's explanation, I didn't feel it was really explained. He could have said more to stop Jack from leaving. So I get why Jack went, you know? Is that Alice Krieg's voice?
Sounds like her.
It's got to be, right? It sounds like her. Now, I checked her out. She's still
Sarah
alive.
Andrews said it was.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but she's only 68 years young, so she could have...
Oh, she could totally do it. Because, I mean, look,
She
at
could
Patrick
totally
Stewart,
do it,
83,000 years old, so he could definitely...
Yeah, which is really interesting thing to do continuity-wise, because you're putting Alice Krieg there, you're saying that all the queens are alike, but yet we've seen in Voyager, and we've seen in other series that queens are not just the same person.
Right.
Each one. So it is an interesting choice. I appreciated that, though, that it is Alice Krieg. Yeah, everything else, I mean, I'm just going to be repeating myself from what all you guys said. I 100% agree. But this is a fantastic episode. I do feel like Terry Metalis has gone, hey, all you Star Trek fans, don't want any more Borg? Screw you. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to make it awesome. And he did it. So good on Terry.
You guys want some member berries?
Yes, it's a member berry. And it is.
Good.
This whole series is a member berry. And it's
Yeah,
delicious. It's tasty, and we're enjoying it.
Yes.
All right. Navi, you win, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's up to you
Okay,
now,
yeah,
Captain. You
all right.
you finally get to say something.
I get to talk on my show. Wow. No. For me, one of the biggest cons was seeing the destruction of the Excelsior on a little blinker instead of seeing the ship in actual action.
Cost
I really wanted to
savings.
see
You
what
think
the
Elnor was on
current
that ship?
Excelsior
No!
was. Who was that?
Don't
What'd you say, Jay?
that.
Do you think
Yes.
Elnor was still on that ship?
Space
Oh,
Legolas!
Space Legolas is dead.
Well, no.
man.
He was assimilated and then he died.
Yeah.
Because he's young, isn't he? Yeah,
He's
Yeah.
young, yeah.
He
Yeah.
totally would have been assimilated.
Wow.
Toast. Space Legolas is toast.
He'll be in the spinoff.
That was a con. A big pro for me was now we have Captain 7 of 9. I thought that was a nice
Oh,
little.
that was
That was
a very-
such a touching
Nice.
moment.
Yeah.
It
I
was
really enjoyed that.
predictable, but it was
It was
nice.
predictable.
Yeah.
We knew it was coming. We knew it was
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah, it was kind of annoying that they killed off one of our favorite characters that they just built up. But hey,
know,
it's gonna
Shelby.
happen.
Yeah, Shelby, poor
Yeah.
Shelby.
I was thinking
Shelby, yeah.
Captain Shaw,
Oh yeah, him too.
you know, the
Yeah.
hot guy.
Is he? Okay.
But Shelby was
Yeah.
a career woman, mate.
Yeah,
she was
she
a
was
career
really-
woman in a time when the misogyny was in Starfleet, and she stood tall against all these tyrannical men, and she made something of herself. Only for that, her last words to be, "Ensign, what are you?"
Yeah.
Didn't even get to finish her
She
sentence.
clawed her way up in Starfleet, looked at an obvious Borg plot, and went, "Durr."
This is a great idea.
I really didn't understand how they made it so that she came up with this, because she would have seen her in the best of both worlds, how she was with all that information of the Borg. You would think she could see the Borg's manipulation coming a mile away.
People
Maybe she's a
change, Nita.
changeling.
People change. Yeah.
People become
And then the other thing
bureaucrats.
was
a changeling comes over and is like, "Hey, you know, it would be a really good idea." I think that sounds like a great idea.
Maybe that's what it was.
Instant, what are you?
So, you know, it's funny. Like they were saying the whole season. Oh, all the changelings have infiltrated Starfleet. There's changelings everywhere. Don't trust anybody. Don't trust anybody. Oh, by the way, it's the Borg. Never mind about the changelings. It's like that's the con for me. It's like you built up all this changeling stuff, and you know.
But it ain't over, is it?
But they're not coming back. They're gonna have to focus all on the Borg. It's gonna be
in one episode.
It should all come together, even if it's a couple of lines of dialogue.
By the way, her Admiral's admin was actually a changeling, and that's how the plan came together. Ha ha! You know, like there you go. All right, I'm gonna run to the comments. We have
we have some fantastic comments going on here.
We do.
First, Victor.
Okay, yeah, you got it.
Yep, I'm good. Victor says Troy was great, and I agree. I think we all agree.
From the get-go.
From the
get-go. Yeah, she was great.
Although I do have to say, I did laugh at the fact that she told Jack, if I open up this door, don't worry, I'll stay with you. And as soon as she opened up the door, I have to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, like her ass was on fire. Okay?
And then like Jack was just like, "Oh, she's I can't believe she's like a Starfleet counselor." Like,
So you are the worst counselor ever.
I know. It's like, damn, poor Troy.
Yeah.
This is an interesting comment that John made. It seems very unlikely that Starfleet would dedicate resources to Geordi's shade tree mechanics restoration project. I'm thinking maybe they didn't. Maybe he just took the stuff they were going to.
He saved up all his replicator rations.
Yeah.
Bit by bit, he just replicated one panel at a time.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I've got some self-filling stem boats. Anybody have a Galaxy class star drive section I can have? He's on the Craigslist of the 25th century.
And our friend, the Asian pirate, says, I was not expecting Shelby to show up. Neither was I.
I don't think anyone was expecting that. No. That was completely out of the blue.
No one suspects the Spanish Inquisition.
I agree with you, Devin.
Yes. Devin says, Mangel's voice was the chef's kiss. It absolutely was. Yeah. Absolutely. The Borg Queen is Alice Cruz. Absolutely. Yeah, we agree. Yes. John says, how did a creature that we know can survive in space all of a sudden not through was able to turn into a space whale? That's because they are altered. They have that. They're the altered changelings. They're not the normal changelings that we saw in Deep Space Nine.
Yes, that's why they were vulnerable to batleths and phaser fire.
Yeah.
And Vadic explained this in that one episode that we live in pain and our lives are shorter.
So these changeling, if you look at the bottom of their feet, would say "Mine Taiwan." No offense, Taiwan.
Regarding the changeling plus, somewhere else I read a comment where someone pointed out the changelings have been avoiding the transporters whenever they can. Seems like they didn't want to get assimilated.
That is true because when Vadic boarded the Titan transporter.
Wow.
Totally true. That's interesting. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, very
And
good
our friend here, he cried as she pulled out of Bay 12.
Oh, he cried when they pulled out the D. Yeah. I get you, Bill.
I understand.
Yeah.
All right, somebody, you're a pervert. If you got that,
you're a PG show. Let's keep it moving, Joe.
Guys,
and this is the most. Listen, guys, this is the most important comment of the night.
Because your name is mentioned?
Right.
No, because he says I'm right. I don't know what I'm right about, though. And I have faith these things will be addressed.
Well, then I'm right.
I mean, they have forgotten enough to mention the carpet. Yeah, we need to talk about it. Like, really? They couldn't upgrade the carpet on
the carpet on the D is beautiful.
Yes.
No!
Yes, it is.
A beautiful match of cream and maroon. All right, don't.
Did you just say maroon?
Maroon.
Is that how you say maroon in Australia?
Maroon.
You call it maroon?
It's called the Queen's English, people. You got to learn it.
The Queen is dead.
The Queen is dead.
We have a very important comment here from a very special person, our friend.
Hey,
Louis Brandon.
Lou.
What's going on, buddy? How do you all feel about Picard charting in the Nielsen's rating for the first time?
Yes,
You're
That
welcome
must be
because I was
streaming,
surveyed last
right?
week.
Oh, wow.
Are you telling me no episode of Star Trek prior to this, including all
Picard.
good things? Oh, Picard.
Yeah.
Hey, take back that statement. I'll
Yeah,
reverse
yeah,
that
so-
statement. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It is incredibly cool. And Rob Phillip, welcome. I don't think I've seen you in our chat before. Says Seven should have been more involved in the Borg discussion about their plan. Like, hey, Seven, did you know what they did this to Locutus while you were assimilated? That's kind of true.
That is
Yeah,
kind of
that's
true,
true.
because if they're all one, they should have all known the plan, and she
Yes,
was still assimilated at that
I
point.
am with Rob.
Plot
Yeah.
hole, Terry Metalis. Plot hole.
Terry. Shouldn't have used the Borg again, Terry. It should have been
Absolutely.
It should have been. What was that thing from that Jeffrey Combs played on Lower Decks? Should have been that.
Agamus.
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 Yeah, I
Agamus
was
and
all
Peanut
set for.
Hamper.
Yeah, I was all set for a all AI takeover. That would have been so cool. But
But then you would have been complaining, didn't Discovery already do this, dude?
no, I wouldn't have been complaining that because it would have been a different AI.
You would have been.
Totally different.
I would have been complaining.
Guys, if you guys are visiting us for the first time, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. It's super important. It helps us with the ye old YouTube algorithm, and hit that like button. Those things are important. Give us a like. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Helps us, helps you, because you get to see us more and we get to be here more with you. So make sure you do those wondrous things, my friends. All right.
I hate when I watch YouTube videos and they plug themselves, but please follow us. God, I hate it when they do it. But please follow us.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Smash that subscribe icon.
Scratch that subscribe button. What's going on there? Make sure you hit that.
There should have been some cool
Yeah,
young
yeah.
hand movements with it. Yeah.
All
Hey,
right.
Hey, Jason, I'm putting Jason on the spot here because I didn't really speak to him about it. Do you have a rant this week or not?
Of course I do.
Oh, awesome.
He always does. He'll wake up in the
Awesome.
morning.
I'm
You
a-
don't even need to know the topic. He'll rant.
All right.
no.
So are we going to the commercial and then?
No, we're going to our new favorite segment.
Oh my.
Oh,
So
there it is.
I'm going to talk to you all about spoilers. Because there was an outbreak this week of people intentionally spoiling Star Trek Picard online on Twitter just because they thought it was a cool and funny thing to do. And I find that fascinating. Please continue to tell me what a horrible, joyless person you are. It's entirely interesting. I'm not a big purveyor of violence or anything like that, but I do think that people who intentionally spoil things that other people love should choke on something pointy. And that has been my intergalactic rant of the week.
No,
Well
but
said.
you're right. Yeah.
Absolutely
100%
correct.
right. Like it was, we actually in the room started to mini panic a little bit. It's like, okay, we got to strategize here. We can't go on social media. We got to avoid this.
Yeah.
We got to avoid that. We got to watch it as soon as possible. Just because some dick decided to be a loud mouth.
Well, I'm not a reader, so it's fine.
Yeah,
I'm functionally illiterate, so it's fine.
Yeah.
we know that because
John,
he's a teacher in the
wait,
public system.
John Presley, welcome.
What's up,
Says,
John? How you
wow.
doing, buddy? That is my videography mentor from Westchester.
Okay.
Billy Agent Pirate had a comment earlier that kind of hit the nail on the head.
Well, why don't we?
I was
okay.
pissed. I checked my TikTok on my lunch break, and someone spoiled the D scene.
Ah,
Yeah, and
well,
that
that's what we were
person
trying to
was
avoid,
Bear Paw.
man. That's
Bear Paw
Yeah.
did that to us.
That
Can
is,
I just give everyone the
it was a
name?
bear paw, was it? Ugh.
Yeah,
I
well,
really
it's
like that
rude.
guy.
It's so rude
too.
to show the Dion's TikTok.
Yeah,
Wow.
you gotta keep it. You gotta
Yeah.
put it away. Leave it in the hanger bag.
Yeah, most people get banned for that.
Yeah. But yeah, luckily I had seen the episode and then I was scrolling and then he played the whole scene of the D coming back.
Wow.
So I was
As
like,
soon as I was done, I got on YouTube and instantly, right there in the videos suggested to me, were like 2 scenes from the episode I just
Oh,
watched.
wow.
Spoilers in the title. Yeah, it was
Okay.
stupid.
Oh, that's
Can I just give everyone a piece of advice, those listening? Next week is going to be the last episode.
Yeah.
Stay off all social medias.
Yeah, because you don't want to know that
24
everybody
hours.
dies.
Yeah, just don't. If you get an alert, ignore it. Don't go there until after you watch the episode. Not everyone watches the episode at the same time. Some people are in different time zones. And some people
Looking
have
at
to
you,
wait for
Jason.
after work. You know,
Looking at
it's
me.
very different
Yeah.
for everyone. So honestly, you can't stop people from doing spoilers, unfortunately, because that's freedom of the press, freedom of creativity.
Being a D.
You had something called the Constitution,
however-
apparently you guys follow.
However, I agree, spoilers should be held back,
Yeah.
but they are what they are, and the best way to avoid them is to avoid all social media. Don't even text your friends. Like, just really.
We get it. We get it.
And if you are somebody who intentionally spoils episodes, again, I hope you have a house fire and lose all your photo albums.
We do not think that.
No, we're just gonna block them. I'm gonna start blocking everyone who spoils moving forward.
Yeah.
Yes, agreed.
Some of the views by
Battle
the
Cat
Captain's
says,
Pocket
yes, we
Wizard.
do
How
think
did that
that.
out, Captain Joe Dove? Just so we're clearly go.
What do you mean you deserve to have your dogs killed in front of you? That's terrible. Get off.
All right, so moving on. Next segment.
Yeah, 10 forward.
This is terrible. I like it.
All right, so this is the section.
There's going to be
where
a few people saying that this week, aren't there?
Yeah.
I think it's
yeah,
going to be
yeah.
very divisive. Now, we've already said pros and cons, but we know the trolls out there. There's only absolution.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to be honest with you, to hear some of these trolls who go for this episode a million miles an hour, because they're going to. As soon as they saw that Borg ship, that was it. They were Twitter straight away. They were ready.
You ain't
to
bring
go.
the board back again, you sons of... it's like, yeah, you got nothing better to do. All right.
And again, it's really about, yes, you didn't like that particular shot, but you got to let the whole thing play out and then put it in context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quit
I
being
mean,
such a miserable person and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Real quick hello to Geek Filter, our buddy Aaron. He joined us. in the
Hey,
chat.
Aaron.
Say hi to him.
Oh.
Aaron, how are you?
We got a
Poor Aaron isn't as annoyed as you at the moment, isn't he, Joe?
Yeah, he is.
Something you told me yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'll say what it is then. I kind of fed you in to explain what that was, but that's all good. So the IMAX screenings, that's what I was talking about, Joe.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are you talking about? But I'll just go with it. Frontier Day is not the 250th anniversary of Star Trek. As this episode has been around for at least 270 or 250 years. It's only the launch of the NX-01. Stepping off my chronological soapbox now.
She did say that, though.
Yeah, she did.
250 years before the NX.
Yeah,
she did point that out.
Don't worry. Geek Filter, while you're here, we're going to invite you to the next season of Agony Booth because we're doing a animated episode of the animated series Star Trek. So
okay, so we're asking him publicly, so he's like saying yes because he says no, he's going to look like a giant douche.
Yeah, that's right.
That is such a classy move, Joe.
Yeah, good way, Joe.
Don't ruin my plans. Don't ruin my plans.
He was like thinking, they're lucky to have me on
I
this
am
chat right now.
so sorry for my colleague's behavior.
No, I thought that was
Just
he liked
Come on,
me.
or die.
I thought he appreciated it. Trust me.
It's a bit rude. You're not inviting everyone else in the chat, Joe. Now they're feeling left out.
They'll get all up here one day. Your names come up at the bottom of our screen, so it's fine. Yeah, let's go 10 forward. What do we got? Who wants to start? Let's go with Jason.
Okay.
Roy Gaston.
Random, though. It could be anything around Star Trek.
Anything. Okay. Oh gosh, I feel like I've discussed everything about this episode. I knew that Shaw's number had basically been punched the second that he showed up on screen.
Yeah.
But I think one, it shows how good the show is that we knew it was coming, and yet it still hurt.
Yeah.
We knew that he was going to call 7 of 9 at the end. and it
Yeah.
still brought a tear to your eye.
Yeah.
I kind of knew in the back of my head it was going to be the Borg, but I thought it was too obvious. But on the other hand, as I said, it works. So everybody who's sitting there going, "Oh, I can't believe it, the Borg. How is this going to be stupid?" Guys, I think if anything, Terry Matalas has shown that he cares deeply about the Next Generation crew. He cares deeply about this show. He's one of us. He's enjoying what he's doing. He puts a lot of love into this. Let's trust him enough to ride it out and see where it goes.
I mean, it's only one more episode.
Yeah, it's one more episode. Michael Okuda has already seen it, and he says it is the single best hour of Star Trek he's ever seen.
Wow.
Only an hour? Really?
So,
Wow.
well, I don't know if it's an hour. I think he said episode.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. It could be an hour. And
No,
I've heard
I
that
haven't.
from other people who've seen it, is that it's an incredible last couple. They said last couple of episodes that they're incredible and they're the best Star Trek they've seen in a long time.
Wow.
I honestly think Terry Matalas deserves for us to at least write it out and see where it goes.
Oh, yeah.
So, trolls, yes, you don't like where this series is going. You're complaining about it endlessly. You are so cool and interesting because you're contrarian. Shut up and finish watching it.
Mhm.
If you
How
care
can
about Star
anyone
Trek, shut
doubt
up and
that
finish
man?
watching it.
How can anyone doubt that man's ability to write at this point, Terry Matalas?
He's done a
Look what he's
great
job.
crafted.
Yeah.
And Terry, if you happen to see this podcast, you're more than welcome to come join us anytime you want to.
No
Oh,
pressure.
now, wait, hold
Bring
on. I
Jer-
just didn't-
bring
it's a problem.
Jerry,
You know it's okay.
Bring
Is that what you're
Michelle,
telling me?
bring Patrick, bring Liam, bring them all. They don't have to be here. It can just be us.
Come, Terry Matalas.
That's right.
So a minute ago, I was crucified for this. Now it's praised.
He's showing you how it's done, though. That's
Yes.
how you actually-
This
I
is how you
understand
do
it, and it works.
emotional
So he just did it
manipulation,
too fast.
Yes.
like a Romulan.
And I
You're-
do the Klingon.
I'm doing it like Garrick. I'm doing it like a Romulan. You're doing
Yeah.
it like, I don't know, a Ferengi.
Well,
like,
Garrick was a Kardashian.
I'm inviting you in front of everyone.
And
You're
not
even
a
doing
Deep
little
Space
hand-wringing
Nine
thing.
Ferengi, like Season 1
Yes.
Next Generation Ferengi.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Speaking
That
of
was,
that,
was-
messed it up.
Going
He's
through the
leaving.
tunnel.
He's never coming back.
He's stuck in a tunnel
He's blocked
somewhere.
on social media, and it's their fault.
He went into the warp tunnel, and we've lost him.
No, he
No,
put another
through the
comment.
trans-warp
he's nice there.
conduit.
He said, so later on, he says, so he has not left us, thankfully. My head canon is ending this entire show was a book by Benny Russell that Captain Archer's reading. Take that, these are the voyages. Well said, Aaron.
Yeah.
That would be so funny. Like we said with Archer on the holodeck, how do you like it?
Do you like
and all of
it?
a sudden the book closes
Credits.
and it's Ben Sisko going, how do you like it?
Oh, and they go through every captain. How do you like it?
Doing that, yeah. That would be great.
That would
You know,
be hilarious.
Neelix finishes his show, and that's how that show ended. How do you like it?
Oh God.
Oh God!
And it just goes layer upon layer. You got
No,
Chris
you've got to
Pine.
end it. You've got to end it with
Everything.
Kirk going, "I'm so over this franchise."
It closes on Kurt
a life.
busting out of that coffin in the Daystrom Institute going, enough! I'm done!
I want that so
Uh,
badly.
So really quick, since this is the 10 forward, I was wondering. So the space head that she was communicating with was the Borg, the Borg Queen.
Yeah.
Oh.
Queen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So-
Borg
All right.
Queen in the flesh, so to speak.
Wah, wah.
She
She
Okay.
was
was-
in the flesh, yes.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
She was the hand Nokia, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
That
hand
makes sense.
Nokia
Big evil
cell
head.
phone.
Well, yeah, because that's why they kept saying, "A part of us is in you. We're all connected." That makes more sense now.
So Vatic, hey, hang on a minute. If Vatic didn't go through the transporter, but she was still infected by the ball, why did she not want to go for the transport if she's already got the Queen inside her?
Oh,
John,
I don't know. I don't know that the Queen was part of her DNA.
I think so.
like,
yeah. Hello, that's the whole hand
Yeah.
talking to her.
maybe
Yeah.
it was just like this is how they communicate.
Just a Borg augment.
Yeah, no. Nita, she had
The
the nanites in her face. That's what those
Yes.
lines were.
Can I just say though?
Yeah.
One of the criticisms about the hand thing is they should have done the whole thing we used to do as kids, put a couple of eyes. I think that would have been better. Yeah.
Your form is not nearly as valuable as you think.
Guys, it's official.
There
Oh,
we go.
John.
Yay.
Whew.
What do you mean?
Thank you, Aaron.
My-
Thank you, sir.
Listen, you know why I'm the captain of this show? Because I know how to do negotiations. Pew, pew, pew. All right.
It wasn't
Yeah.
you. It was me calling
was me.
you out.
Yeah.
What made him feel
We
so
barely
bad.
run on
Back.
impulse power
think
most
it
of
was
the time
my
in this shit.
backlash. I think it was my backlash. Geek Filter, tell them that it was my backlash that
Yeah,
made
sure.
you feel encouraged to come.
Wow, surprise. An American is threatening violence to get their own way.
Okay, Jason, I'd shut your mouth if you know what's good for you.
Yeah, see?
Uh-oh.
I take that threat seriously from a Texan.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because he's probably got a gun.
Yeah.
There is no doubt. He's probably
Yeah.
got a gun.
Annie
That's
or
battle
Rhea,
cat.
do you guys
don't
have
need a gun.
anything you want to add?
I'm waiting for one of them to go, I regret coming on tonight.
I regret every day. It's
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I've said what I wanted to say. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Kind of already
Have
been
you?
discussed. Yeah.
Just still upset about Shaw. I don't think I'll ever forgive them
Yeah.
for that.
No, it's
Yeah.
But also, I think someone else is dying next episode too. I don't know who it is, but someone's a goner.
Oh,
For
I
sure.
agree.
For sure.
It's got to be Picard or
Right. Yeah.
Geordi.
Do we?
Oh,
That's an
God.
interesting
No.
question, though. Because of the mishandling, well, the perceived mishandling of Kirk's death, do you think they will kill Picard a second time in his series?
I don't think,
I don't think they will.
I
Yeah.
don't think they will either. I think they're going to give them all a happy ending. I think Picard and Beverly are going to go off together. Will and
I see
Deanna
that
are gonna
face,
go off
Nita.
together.
Yes, it's good to have happy endings. Yes.
Yes.
All right.
And we can
Especially
have this-
on the
hope
D.
it is.
Yeah, I'm the
my thing is like, how the heck are they going to do anything with that ship? It's outclassed, outgunned, and it's one against a bajillion.
You doubt the D?
You doubt the You're
There is
demoted.
medicine.
The D is
He's
powerful.
demoted to crewman.
That is sacrilege,
That's it.
Joe.
I'm done. Captain Joe Dove. From here on out, you are crewman Dove.
No. You don't have the authority.
You
You're still the
doubt
captain.
the D.
You are a.
You doubt the D.
We are peers. You're not my superior. So congratulations.
Listen, brother from another mother.
Yeah.
Don't doubt the D.
Oh, what happened? You're muted. What? No.
Oh,
All right, let me stop having fun.
Look, we're going
All
to
right,
throw
let's-
to a commercial, Captain.
Yes, let's go to commercial.
Hi, I'm Chris, and this is Anna with MCI. She recently started a great friends and family calling circle.
A group of friends that wanted to get back in touch.
I believe I actually said we should resume community.
You got no audio in a commercial.
No,
There
we
was
heard
audio
it.
in the commercial.
we heard it.
We heard it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Go back to that commercial.
Did you hearing aid?
Hi, I'm Chris, and this is Anna with MCI. She recently started a great friends and family calling circle.
A group of friends that wanted to get back in touch.
I believe I actually said we should resume communicating.
So Anna called and I signed up.
And Chris called me. I thought if anybody belongs in friends and family, it's us.
I used to get tired of staring at those faces. Now I kind of miss them.
I joined to save the 20% because when I call him, I end up talking to an answering machine, which is more interesting than he is.
I'm usually home. I'm just selective about the calls I take.
When they were forming the circle, they obviously saved the best for last.
Oh, that's why she called me next.
Who is that?
How did you get in here?
There seems to be some error.
I believe you were in the wrong circle.
Call and start saving an extra 20% on calls to your own friends and family circle.
Every week, thousands of people join the millions who already have MCI friends and family. If you'd like to be one of them, give us a ring. After all, shouldn't your least expensive calls be to the people you care about and call all the time?
Wow.
Tell me that doesn't make you think of that Futurama episode where they take Leonard Nimoy's head out of the head museum and breaks him down and goes, yes, front row.
That was a great commercial. I
That
loved
was a
it.
great
that was
commercial. Wow.
James Doohan was lying through his teeth like, yes, I kind of miss them.
Kevin says he remembers this ad, and so do
Yeah,
I.
I reckon they were smiling because they realised the paychecks they were getting for that commercial.
That's
You
right.
know that was an expensive commercial.
These are some of the most just disingenuous laughs I've ever seen. Yeah.
I know.
Wow.
Hey, but you know what else is great? That ad was great, but you know what else is great?
It's time for Name That Trekisode. The hell is it?
All right.
Okay.
On.
Wait, before we start, I have the assigned and names that I randomly selected from all our wonderful commenters today. So,
folks.
Captain Joe Dove, you
I'm
will
sorry.
have the Asian pirate.
Oh,
if
Bill, my
Captain
bad.
Joe Doves guesses correctly, Asian pirate, you get a gift. Texas Jason, you will have Victor Romero.
Hello, Victor.
Congrats, Victor. Let me know your address.
Annie, you would have Rob Phillip.
All right.
Navia, you will have Devin.
I apologize in advance.
And I will have the one and only, the great Geek Filter.
All right, thanks for that, Nita. And just to explain again, this is the game called Name That Trekisode. We have a single image on screen, which I'm going to play, and slowly but surely it's going to reveal itself. So as you know, you've all been assigned to our experts above me here. Once they recognise the episode title, they will give me a good old Aussie, oi, and they'll get an opportunity. However, there are some coders here. If you don't know the episode name, but you are to give me a very good description of what the episode's about, we'll take it. But if somebody else knows the title, they'll take the win from you. So we all set, guys? We ready for Name That Trekisode?
Yeah.
Let's do it, gang. Here we
If
go.
you win,
It's
you win a
blocking
prize
and
from
it's
the,
gonna get clearer.
Hey.
Here we go. We're starting to get... Ooh, we should start to see something here.
Oh, that's oi.
I heard Nita first. Nita, can you give me...
That's the episode where they encountered these renegade. There's the same culture, and then they
I
have
remember that one.
Oh, I forgot the name of the episode. It was right there. Oh, and they were trying to get. They were killing them. Biologically through the touch of one of the ladies' maids, which is the blonde lady here in the corner. I forgot the name of the episode.
Okay, I'm sorry, Nita. I've got to throw it out. Does anyone actually know the title?
Oi. That is The Vengeance Factor.
Yes!
100%. That is correct. The Vengeance Factor. It was season 3, episode 9.
Wow.
Well done again, Jason.
Nicely done.
Good attempt though, Nita. You gave a really good description, but title wins. So again, that was.
I remember this episode because it starred that really mean teacher from Porky's.
Yes. Yes. I thought she was going to grab something at one point too in that episode. That was Name That Trekisode.
Yep. So congratulations to Victor Romero, who won.
Yay,
Reach out to
Victor.
Joe Dove and
Like I said, yeah, you can add me on TikTok at JoeDoveCQ, and I'll send you something wonderful. Sarah earlier said that she received her sticker, so she is now the proud owner of a Captain Squadron sticker.
Well, congratulations. There
everyone,
you go. I
I'm
assume you were
afraid,
assigned to Jason that week.
Yes. Everyone, I'm afraid that I'm going to have to leave the transmission a little early tonight. I've got some people waiting for me, but it has always been a pleasure for you to have me here, and I will see you all next week.
All right.
Yes.
Thanks, Jason. We'll see you next time. Thanks, buddy.
Goodbye.
All right. Now we're going to move on to our next segment, which is Stupid Star Trek.
It's time for Stupid Star Trek questions.
There we go.
I love this segment. It's one of my
Okay.
favorites.
You never know.
We
what
just
people
got one this week. We've got one this week, but I think it's a good one. Let's have a look at our from our friend from Nerdy Up North, Michael Adam Goodwill. Is there one universal time zone in Starfleet? Is it 24, 26, whatever hours long in a day? Like when you see a recording and it says 1920, what time zone is that? It's an excellent point.
I actually know that for a fact. The Bajorans have a 26-hour a day instead of 24
That's
hours.
Bajorans, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like every
So-
species has its own reference.
But my point is, every planet has to have their own time. Like their day is. Could
Well,
be
it
different,
depends when
could be
they get
less
their
long.
sun and the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that they have different time zones.
But I think also what he's mentioning is if you're on a ship, right, and your shift finishes at 3 a.m., what time zone is that based on?
Maybe
is there
Earth?
a Starfleet universal
I think
time?
they base it on Earth.
I think Earth.
Vatic
Starfleet.
was like, "Oh, good afternoon. It is noon in the Sol system, isn't it?" And so, like, and then I thought there was an episode where they explained like they use some sort of lighting or something to mimic like a day and night so that the crew can sleep versus being awake. Maybe that was in Enterprise. I can't remember, but yeah, something like that.
So there is an explanation out there. It's just none of us know for a fact exactly what it is.
I was going to say, it's just military time because there's a thing called Zulu time. Which
Yeah. Annie, tell us about that. You were in the military.
What is it?
Zulu
Military time.
Military
Did you fight
time
in the Boer War,
is a
Annie?
24-hour clock. So 1755 is 1955 is 7:55.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
the evening. Yeah. Lots of countries actually use 24-hour clock. So, and that's just to avoid any kind of confusion. If you say 7, well, do you mean 7 a.m. to the crew member who's been up all night, or do you mean 7 p.m. to the crew member who's been up all day? So,
plus it sounds way cooler when the sergeant's yelling at him in movies.
yeah.
You're up at 500 hours.
2100.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably what Starfleet uses is that military time in Earth time zone,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be my guess. Yeah.
We have actually a lot
I'm
of
happy
good
with that.
answers. We have a lot of good answers from the.
Let's throw them up there. Let's see what the chat has to
Yes,
say,
let me
Joe.
see. I'll do that, Joe. Don't worry.
All right.
Okay, so Greek filter, their crew has ship time which can be different than Earth time and local time.
That's what I'm thinking.
Interesting.
You know what? I reckon the time zone changes depending what part of the galaxy they're in,
Probably.
or what system they're in.
Devin says, if it's noon at Starfleet headquarters, is it noon on all Starfleet ships?
That's the big question, is it? Do they take their time from the... Like, you can't really base your time on a planet in space, can you? Because you're on a ship.
And the Asian Pirate says day shows day and night on the Enterprise. That is very true.
Very good point.
Sarah says Admiral Annie is probably on all ships the day and night lighting. That's true. Because when the night crew leaves, the lights on the bridge go up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Victor Romero says the only reason I use 24-hour clock is to be able to see 1700 at least once a
That's
day.
brilliant.
That's best comment of the day.
And Jason Hatch, he said, he leaves. Wow, this show really went downhill after I left.
Yeah, it did actually. It did. So, but no. I was by the way, thank you for the Riddler for putting that comment up.
Yeah.
See what he was
I
wearing?
see the Riddler. I haven't seen that guy in a while.
Yeah, that's his
All
school
right.
uniform apparently. All right, mate, that's it. We've done.
That's it.
We've
We're
done
done.
stupid Star Trek questions. And remember, guys, please send us in all your stupid Star Trek questions. They're never stupid questions, but we damn straight will give you stupid answers.
Yeah. That's right.
Absolutely. All right.
Join us next week for more stupid Star Trek questions.
I just love how overproduced that.
Yeah, that's so well produced. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for subscribing. I saw we have some new subscribers, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for liking. We have a lot of likes already, and that means a lot to us. And thank you so much to our winner, Victor Romero, who will be receiving his gift from our merch store. Do we have footage of our merch store?
Yeah, always have footage of our merch.
Yeah,
Wow.
you can go to our merch store, and we have all the wonderful things that you need with all our wonderful shows on the face of it. You can get all the goodies if you are, like our Captain's Quadrant t-shirts.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. And of course they'll look more like the ones that everybody else is wearing, not like mine. But we are excited to allow our names to hang out on your chests. So until next time, everyone.
Wow. Hey, before we go, Cap, before we go, should we not recognize who we've got in the room? Because we've got royalty in here.
Oh, no.
Right, yes.
We do have the sci-fi queens here tonight.
That's right.
And that's something we haven't talked about a lot, but there is a new show coming down the pipeline, guys. And hold tight, because we have a new show called Sci-Fi Queens. Nita, can you give us just a really quick summary of what Sci-Fi Queens is going to be about?
Absolutely. Thank you for letting us plug that in today. The Sci-Fi Queens is going to be Navia and Annie and I. We're going to be discussing all things science fiction, whether it is a TV, movie, in art, books. We're also going to talk about real women in science, but we're going to talk about the women, the female characters in science fiction, and honor real women of science as well.
That's going to be exciting. We can't wait.
So don't worry.
No, it won't be Joe in a week.
Yeah,
She's
absolutely.
banned from the show.
Yeah.
No boys allowed.
No boys allowed.
No boys allowed.
Our first show will be released. It will be pre-recorded. Will be released April 21st. We will be on every 2 weeks. May 5th, we are going to be starting live. So check us out. There'll be announcements throughout our social medias. So check them out. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me anytime.
Thanks, Nita. That's fantastic. Sorry, Captain, but we got to plug this. Because you know how? We're going to cop it if we didn't plug. You know that. The chat after this barrage of insults.
Listen, boys are allowed to watch, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
Because female
except for Joe, because he's not allowed to watch.
I'll have Teddy do all the
document
comments.
saying he's not allowed to watch things.
I'll have Teddy do all the comments. They're not guns in this show.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for everything. We will see you next time. Live long and prosper. Next week is the finale, the grand finale, the goodbye to the Next Gen crew. So be sure to join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. Live long and prosper. Adios.
See you guys.